Hello, everyone. This is Diamond Princess with another video. Um, I haven't been doing videos all week because I came down with the flu. Oh my god, like I was really sick. I could barely talk. Like my throat was so harsh and so dry. Like it wasn't even funny. Was literally I literally could not talk throughout the whole week. I wasn't feeling good. I was having headaches. I was throwing up. I was um I was not feeling well. But I did take a COVID test, and thank God I did not get COVID. I'm very happy about that. So I am feeling much better now. I didn't have any COVID symptoms, like all the symptoms that checked the list of COVID. I did not have it. I did not lose my appetite at all. I maintained my normal eating habits, but I am feeling much better now than I was. So I'm gonna have a guest host today, Stephen Rose. He been on my channel a few times, and he's gonna come again. So hope I did send the link. Hey Bossy, how you doing? I did send him a link uh to um to the to the StreamYard, so we can talk about the things that have been going on in the past few weeks. He did not even know about the Manosphere being investigated. I was like, dude, how come you didn't know about the Manosphere being investigated? Like these dudes, like the investigation has been going on for like almost a month now, and he had no idea that they was being investigated because he hasn't been on YouTube for like a couple of weeks now, or probably longer than that, because he wanted to get away from the YouTube drama. And I had to inform him what was going on. I was keeping him up to date of what's happening. I told him I was off YouTube for like a week because I'm sick. I'm better now. I'm talking much clearer now. I wasn't I wasn't even able to join other people's panels, but I'm okay now. Bossy, thank you, sis, for having me on your channel. I really appreciate you. You're doing well. Keep doing what you're doing. I am doing fine. I am doing amazing right now. But thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope your channel continues to grow because I really do appreciate you a lot. You helped me through my womanhood and grow me into my femininity and my sexuality. So I really do thank you for that. And I want my subscribers, if you haven't subscribed to Bossy Empress channel, please subscribe to her channel. She is an amazing content creator and she keeps up to date what is going on. Oh, and I caught the recording of your version of the Brian Solage video. Oh my God, that guy is terrible. That is so terrible what he did to Black women. I never heard of Brian Solage until Woman's Fear, you and Nyla said something about him. I had no clue who Brian Solage was. I did not hear him because I don't check out the manosphere like that. I had Black men troll my channel like a couple of times. However, I never, ever, ever heard of Brian Solage. And this dude, oh my God, he is terrible, doxing black women and making their lives miserable, calling CPS for no reason. Like this dude, he's terrible. Oh my God. Like, I can't, like, I'm glad that he's being investigated because just hearing about the website, what is it? Freedom Speech, um, Avengers or something like that. Oh my God. Like, the disturbing things that go on that website is terrible. And let me tell you something, that is not freedom of speech. It is not freedom of speech. That, to me, is hatred, and the goal of it all to threaten women because they don't even want to be with you. They don't even want to be around you. And that is very, very, very sad that they had to go around showing mutilated bodies of black women. I was like, oh my God. I was like, oh my God. That is horrible. Like what is going on here? Like seriously. Hey woman that don't exist to you. How you doing? How you doing? I'm just waiting for my guest to arrive. Um I'm hoping that he shows up on time. I did message him through Instagram to let him know and remind him that we are live. So, welcome everyone. I am so glad that the Manosphere is being investigated like they should because these guys they're threatening women. Hey, Cerebral, how you doing? These men are actually threatening women, and I'm just like, OMG, what is going on? Cause I'm glad. Give me 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Yeah, like I'll just let you guys know. I've been sick. Oh my goodness. Hey, Aries. Hi, how are you doing? I've just been sick. Oh my God. Like I've been sick. Like it was a terrible time for me. I had to rest, lay down. I trust me, I still got business done. Don't get me wrong. I was still researching because I saw everybody's channels that are on here right now. Oh my God, Brian Solange. I hope he goes to jail for the rest of his life. He shouldn't even be on the internet because most of these guys they have records. These some of these guys are child molesters, they're rapists, and they should not even be on the internet. No, thank God I did not have COVID. Thank God it came back negative. I just had the a minor flu. That was it. But other than that, I am doing perfectly fine. I'm here. So just hearing like this is actually good news that the FBI is actually surveillancing the manosphere because these guys need to be taken down. They really do need to be taken down. These guys shouldn't even have a platform in the first place because These guys has been threatening women on YouTube, doxing women, showing their address, harassing women. And let me tell you something, these guys are so dumb. Like, why would you showcase your hatred on for women on the internet? Have you guys ever heard of the dark web? Like, come on now. Like, at least in the dark web, you're not surveillance because there is no IP address or whatever it is. But to just sit there and build a website for your hatred of women, showing dead women's bodies and doing all kinds of stuff with them for everybody to see, even the FBI, dude, you are just asking for it. These dudes are just asking for it. And I hope the FBI do the right thing and complete their investigation with an arrest because these dudes are dangerous. Uh, um, okay, so the subway shooting in Manhattan, New York. I heard about this because I heard it on you guys' channel. Uh, this dude, what's his name? James? Brian James? No. I must be getting it wrong. But anyways, he was also a part of the Manosphere as well. And oh my God, this dude is so, like, he carried out his act. And I heard that he had like a uh, a YouTube channel. I never seen it. I heard it was taken down. Shout out to Cerebro for doing her and investigation on this story because this dude he shot a couple of people on the train for no apparent reason because he was depressed. Frank James is his name. Frank James. He was depressed, and to show his depression and hatred of women, Jews, and everybody else, he decides to go on the subway and start opening fire on people on the subway. And what I don't get is did why didn't people report this man to the FBI sooner? This guy was dangerous ever since he came on YouTube threatening black women uh, to for to sterilize black women. This is a very sick man, and he should have been put away a long time ago. And the thing is, what I am disappointed in YouTube, every time somebody reports a channel, they don't get taken down right away because let's be honest, YouTube is making money off these men because they're monetized and they're and they're making money for YouTube. And to me is like this is blood money that they're making. YouTube should be a safe place for everyone. For everyone. And it turns out that is not because everybody is getting doxxed. Everybody, yes, he was. He had a YouTube channel, I heard, but he's no longer has a channel. He no longer has a channel, thank God. But but these men should be taken down a long time ago because you should not be going around threatening nobody. You should not be going around threatening people that don't agree with you and your mindset. Like that is so childish. That is so childish. And to, even like, why would you do that to people? Send their private information out on the internet for people to find out where they live, who their relatives are, where they work, so they can call their jobs to get them fired. Like that is so dangerous. And that should be, doxing should be illegal. Doxing is not illegal, but it should be, because it puts so many lives, so many people's lives in danger. So many people's lives. Um, if you wasn't for YouTube, these guys would not have a job. Yeah, they shouldn't even keep their jobs. So many bad people on YouTube. Exactly. These guys that are threatening other people's lives should not even have a job. They shouldn't even be on YouTube. And people, like, if you have not signed the petition to take down Kevin Samuels, do it now, because he needs to go. Actually, what I want you guys to do is call the FBI and report this man. This is what I want you to do, because this dude is a pervert. He is sitting up there, and I don't know if you guys saw the clip on YouTube yet, but this dude sit here and told the woman that you there is nothing wrong with a man coming in the restroom while your child is taking a shower. Your 15-year-old, your teenage girl taking a shower. And I'm just like, that is sick and gross for a man to sit there on the internet for billions to see and to say things like that in front of millions of people. And nobody took him down yet. Nobody reported him for saying that. That is awful. This man needs to go. But in other words, this guy, Frank James, he was also a follower of Kevin Samuels. So right now, this dude, now that this dude is arrested and he's in jail, now they're going to investigate everybody in the manosphere. It doesn't matter if they say it or not. If you regurgitate the same talking points as everybody else that claim to be in SYSBN, MGTOW, or whatever, you're going to be on the FBI list, including the mammies who are on YouTube supporting this rhetoric. They're going to be on the FBI list. Watch. They are, because they support the manosphere. They do. They chant the same rhetoric as the man, as the man. So now, your favorite YouTubers are now. They are now. They're not, now that the FBI is on their tails and in surveillance everything on the internet. Now they're retracting their statements. They're not a part of the manosphere no more. And and now all the videos that they have shown, they took it down. And they're doing like some gossip channels or celebrities or whatever, or random people. O'Shea, Duke Jackson. Yeah, O'Shea. Okay. So these guys now they're recanting what they're saying online. And it's too late. It really is too late, because it's already out there. You already said what you said. The FBI has everything. Everything stays on the internet. It does not go away. And you guys know that that everything stays on the internet forever, even if you take things down. It stays on there because people record everything that you said, everything. My mom is a mammy, unfortunately. I'm sorry to hear that. Let me see what we got here. Now they want to sing a different tune. They want to back out because they're getting watched. Exactly, that's exactly what is happening right now. They they are absolutely being watched right now because if you guys haven't noticed, like the femicide rate is going up, especially for Black women. And most of these murders that are happening to Black women, whether they're in a relationship with these guys or not, these dudes are from the Manosphere. They watch Kevin Samuels, the Mad Bus Driver, Angry Man, O'Shea Duke Jackson, these other people. They watch them. And now that they're being investigated, they're backing down. My mom has never dated outside her race. Well, that's on her. If she chose not to, that's on her. You, as an individual, a beautiful Aries goddess, you have to do better for yourself. Your mom, she already made her decision a long time ago when she became an adult. She chose to be a mammy and she's going to stay a mammy and she's going to die a mammy. You just have to do what's best for you as a woman because your mom is not going to change. Expand your options. And my advice is to you is I don't know what is your relationship with your mom, but go with your intuition. Don't take any advice from her because the advice that she might give you might be an advice that might harm you in the long run. And like I said, I don't know what kind of relationship that you have. I'm pretty sure you love your mother. However, do what's best for you. Do what's best for you. So, um, I don't know if my host is coming up. Um, Today, I did send him a chat through Instagram. Hold on a second. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Okay. I did send him a link, but he said he was going to be here. But for now, I'm gonna ask if anyone wants to come up and talk about this. You're more than welcome. I will send the link up, but in the meantime, let me see. Um, Also, beware of certain BWE content. Be aware of certain Black women because I know um, that there are women out there that are pretending to be for Black women empowerment and saying that they're doing best for Black women. However, you have these Black male identifiers that worship Black men to the core, that are coming into these spaces pretending to be empowered by Black women when they're actually not. They're undercover mammies. And you guys will see it in the way they talk and the way they conduct themselves, because the way you can identify a pretender if they are man, they're male identified. and they show sympathy for the black man, even though he is guilty, and a lot of evidence is pointed to that. They will still feel sympathy for this man because he is a black man. And I want you guys to be careful who you guys subscribe to and who you guys get your messages from, because anybody can come up in our space, whether they pretend to be divestors or whatever, like swirlers, whatever. Be careful because people are very messy nowadays. They want drama and they want to bring drama to you. So be careful with that. So I'm going to send a link and I'm going to pin it, and you guys can come up and be my co-host for today. And we are going to talk about this because it needs to be said. Anyone can come up. Don't be shy. Your opinion is welcome. Make sure that is respectful. Make sure that it's very respectful, because now that the FBI is, hey, gaming, I am doing fine. I am doing better. I caught a cold last week. I caught a cold. So I am feeling better now because I was about to do a video last week regarding Toby, whatever his name is, that got stabbed by his girlfriend a couple of weeks ago, versus the black woman who shot her boyfriend to death. Um, and she will be getting life, maybe life in prison for killing her husband. But I couldn't, like, I felt so sick. I couldn't do the live stream because I felt so sick and I could barely talk. So I had to postpone it. And plus, I wanted to get more information on that black woman's story who shot her husband, because there's not enough information on that. And there's a lot of details and a lot of holes missing in that story, because they're not getting her side of the story. It's his family's side of the story they're getting, not hers. But woman, okay, real lady, Ange, what do you
Yes.
want to say?
Yeah. So I am totally in agreement with you in terms of like some BWE content creators. Now, these women, which we shall not name, is she is disgustingly ignorant, and she's very ignorant to our plight, ignorant when it comes to what is going on currently, ignorant when it comes to the statistics, ignorant when it comes to the femicide rate, ignorant when it just comes to what is going on nationally. Okay. And she doesn't seem to um, have any compassion. She is just very dismissive when it comes to us and our decisions and why we are making the decisions that best serve us. Now, what works for her, she has to understand that what works for her is not going to apply to every woman. And but because said person is just so male identified and
Mhm.
wants to solidify whatever message that is, like it's like that person is just shaming us for being
Mhm.
abused, shaming us for not wanting to tolerate what we've tolerated for decades, if not for centuries. And you're sending a toxic message, because here's the thing: whatever that you're trying to uphold, whatever that you're trying to preserve, it's not in congruence with what is going on currently.
Right.
And you have to understand that in this generation, Generation Z is coming up. Generation
Mhm.
Z is watching the internet. So some of us are going and they are coming. So regardless if you may not agree with the decisions about, let's say, um them expanding their options, you have to respect it. You have to respect it because
Mm-hmm.
of what's going on in large numbers. But unfortunately, they're ignorant and you can't tell them nothing. And what they want to do, they want to victim blame you and they want to ostracize you. And they just find any excuse to uphold whatever rhetoric that they want to uphold. Like, how can you be about BWE if you're shaming women for expanding their option? How can you do that? Like, why would you be so ignorant? And you are one of us. You look like us, you know. So it's really a shame, you know, and it just and it's really a shame to see how in this circle how we end up becoming so divisive because we are not open to new perspectives, to different perspectives. You can't just shame everybody based on the decision that worked well for you. Like, and it's just so bad, you know.
Yeah, that's what I tell women to watch who they follow because these women will shame you for having options and having confidence in yourself that and having femininity and what you have these women don't, and they will get mad and they will be jealous that you're able to attract all kinds of men, but they're not able to do that. And that's why they're trying to persuade you guys into, lowering your standards or trying to, give up hope of ever finding somebody to marry, whether they're black, white, Hispanic, whatever.
Yeah, like, why would you ostracize us? Why? You know, it's
Mhm.
just it's just so mind-boggling because when I think of BWE, I'm thinking of a force of especially of women of color, black women,
Mhm.
learning to uplift themselves, self-love,
Mhm.
self-empowerment. You know, I'm thinking of that. And BWE is like a huge umbrella. You have femininity, you have divestment, you have um just other areas like of that women empowerment movement that we can just join together in one accord
Mhm.
and just make an impact. Like it just I just don't get it. Like it why do we have to be so backwards? Why do we have to be
Yeah.
so ignorant and so narrow-minded and shame other people for broadening our options and being happy?
Right. Uh, it I want to mention to somebody real quick. Aries, happy birthday, girl.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. I hope you're having a great birthday month and everything is going well with you. Happy birthday to you, sweetheart. Happy birthday.
Happy
Okay.
happy birthday, Aries. Beautiful Aries.
Happy birthday, darling. Back to the BWE. I don't follow too many BWE content because I'm vetting everybody. I'm vetting everybody on YouTube because you don't know who is behind that mask and who is lying to you in your face just to get coins, just to bamboozle you. Because there are a lot of content creators that do bamboozle their subscribers. I don't know if you heard of this guy. He used to be a chef. He used to own his own restaurant.
Hmm.
He closed it down because his business failed. And now he has a famous video on YouTube where he has his own recipes or something like that. To make a
Hmm.
long story short,
Hmm.
um, he decided to give out his recipes to his subscribers,
Hmm.
and a lot of people ordered his recipes and everything, and they never got it in the mail.
Oh my
And
God.
people were asking, "Hey, where's my order?" And some people were asking him for his money back. But instead of being a professional and listening to people, or saying that we're having a little bit of delay in the delivery room, but I promise that you would receive your order, he was being rude. He was doxing people, putting their information out on the internet.
Oh my God.
Girl, like this is like, I'm telling you, like, this fool, he just retaliated, but he is under investigation.
Well,
And
I'll continue. I'm sorry.
no, it's okay. He is under investigation right now because he ripped off like thousands of people that brought his products and they never got it. So he, to me, he gets what he deserved. But let me uh, get this comment real quick. I watch divestment channels. No more BWE content. I like your content though. I think you're our BWE. You are the only BWE channel I watched. Oh, thank you. I haven't called myself BWE yet, but I am for Black women because I care for Black women. I want Black women to continue to thrive in the real world because we are doing good, and I'm very proud of Black women, especially not sticking up for that Toby guy. I'm very proud of you guys. I really am. You guys did not march on the streets for him. You guys did not donate any money to his family or anything. I'm proud of you, but there are some Black women out there that just don't get it. They went up into this woman's face. They went up to into her face on behalf of Toby and asked this woman, "Why did you kill him?" Like, girl, if you want to go sit down somewhere and be quiet, like, why are you talking on behalf of a man that dissed you on the internet and can't stand your ass? He really can't stand you. He can't stand you, and but you out there, like being a justice warrior and asking this woman's question and getting up in her face. Like, there is evidence that this dude did this. There are also witnesses saying that he actually put his hands on the woman. There was a friend of hers saying that he stole money from her. So there is evidence that this guy actually abused this woman.
God. Yeah.
Yeah. So she
Yeah.
actually was defending herself. This white woman
Exactly.
was actually, and I'm on her side. I'm on her side 100%.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm on her side. Let me tell you, like, like this dude, he deserves what he got for abusing this woman.
Hmm. Hmm. People want to look at it as just like a racial
Mhm,
thing, but some other content creator was saying that women of her ilk,
mhm,
they don't take abuse like some of us used to.
mhm,
When they take, like, if ever they've gone through any emotional or even physical abuse, oh no, like
mhm,
the next second, that's going to be the very last time that he abused her, and that's what happened. So people
mhm,
can look at it as a race thing, people can look at it as that, but if it's an act of self-defense, then then she has a right to do that, and she was able to do, and basically get scot free.
mhm,
She was able to do what a lot of us used to be afraid to do. that
Mm-hmm.
we were forced to, have to endure. So she was able to do that. And, self defense, I'm 100% for self defense, especially with the climate that we're in right now, with the
Mm-hmm.
femicide rate continually going up, what, every 4.5 hours?
All
Um,
right.
yeah, roughly 5 hours. Like, yeah, I'm for it. If they can have some states to carry,
Mm-hmm.
if they can have the legislation to have some states, especially some states in the East Coast, to open carry, then yeah. So why not?
Exactly. And you have a right to defend yourself when you're getting abused. You have a right. So I don't feel sorry for this man. I heard his family put up like a GoFundMe for his funeral or whatnot, and Nyla had her followers, or was it Women's Fear, had her followers try go on OnlyFans. I mean, not OnlyFans. Women's like I'm probably thinking about the woman's profession. To GoFundMe to take it down because it's fraudulent. Because from what I'm hearing is that this guy had money, or claims to have money, but he was being taken care of by this woman who was making millions on OnlyFans. She was making money on OnlyFans, and she was taking care of him. They were going on cruises. They were wearing the most expensive clothing, and she was a really hot girl. I'm not gonna lie, she was really hot. But you know him, like, you don't bite the hand that feeds you. You don't bite the hand that feeds you. And that's what happened. This dude bit her hand, and he was put to sleep. Okay. So this is, I'm going to say DV. I'm going to say DV on my channel. So
Mhm.
DV is nothing to mess with, because a woman can go off. She can go off, and she can end up murdering the man that put his hands on her. And it's not a game. You putting your hands on somebody is not a game, because people can retaliate, and once they retaliate, it's too late.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's not, no, 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 not like that. It's like a metaphor of when somebody is, doing their best to they can for you. You're living in the house, they put a roof over your head, and you all of a sudden start acting up and being disrespectful. That's going to put you in a position. Yeah,
That could put you in harm's way.
it can put you in harm's way. Exactly. So I'm not talking about her literally biting, like him biting her hand. No, it's a metaphor. It's a
Mhm.
metaphor. But the StreamYard link is up. It is pinned up. Anybody is welcome. Even the dustiest of men are welcome up here. Yeah, I mean that he's ungrateful. But yeah, like the destiny of men is, they can come up and spew their rhetoric. I'm not gonna judge, but you have to be respectful. You have to be
Mhm.
respectful on my platform. That's all I'm saying.
It's just such a shame how some of these content creators are putting women back. Like, you have to understand what's currently going on, and put out a message that will benefit young women of today,
Right.
because these young women, Generation Z, these could be our daughters. These could
Hmm.
be women that can break that generational curse, right now that with Obumseli and that women are not sticking up for him and watching for him, this is we're now starting to break that generational curse. Just now we are. The fact that we are responding in huge numbers
Right.
now, especially with what's now including the investigation, like we are we are having a movement right now. We're starting a movement, and this is a new chapter. This is the era of progression, and we'll
Hmm.
definitely we're keeping that up. Yeah,
Oh yeah. Nyla's live now. I wonder what she's talking about. But she's one of the BWE content creators. I can appreciate her putting info out there, and so is Woman's Fear. They're in odds right now, her and Nyla.
yeah,
However, I hope like one of these days they can come together and reconcile their differences, because if you look at it, we're all on one accord. We're all talking about the same thing. So I am so grateful that things are finally being done. It shouldn't happen 10 years ago when these men were threatening black women. Hey, Bixby, how are you doing, girl? How you doing? You can come up anytime you want. You don't. It's not mandatory, but the stream link is up there. You can click on it, and you can come up anytime you want. But it should have happened 10 years ago. Uh, I'm pretty sure they were surveillancing them, but it wasn't a big deal until the femicide rate started to go up. That's when
yeah,
it became like a big deal.
yeah. It
And
became a huge deal. Yeah,
yeah, like hitting women with skateboards, attacking them outside liquor stores because she said that she don't want him to buy her liquor, and uh, throwing feces at a woman.
yeah,
Yuck. That
yeah.
is disgusting.
That's treacherous, man. That
That
is,
is below like animal. I
yeah,
don't even know what to call that.
yeah, yeah,
Okay, Bixby, you can go ahead and listen. But it's so atrocious that things like that happen to black women, and I don't even know if that was even an American black woman. They said people were saying that she was Latina, but it
yeah.
doesn't matter. I don't care what nationality she is. She was still a woman at the end of the day, and she was attacked. And other attacks happened when this guy followed this woman into her apartment. Well, he tried to break into her apartment. I don't know, to rob her or what not. I don't know, but she got in quick and it saved her ass. This
And
dude, like these dudes are so dangerous.
what state this happened in?
This happened in New York.
Oh man,
They're
see,
like New York is like full of dusties that are like killing women. Like that is why I am afraid to go to New York because of that. I do not want to become another femicide statistic.
hmm
Like I wouldn't even live there if somebody paid me $1 million. Like I would not live in New York.
yeah, New York. I'm telling you, like, luckily for me, like, I work in the daytime and I don't work too far from where I'm living at. But other than that, I do not go out at nights. I don't go out in the evening and stuff because I know how crazy it gets. In the area that I live, it's not too dangerous. So yeah, but other than that, it's like I wouldn't advocate anybody to live in New York, especially in New York City. Now, I mean, there are places in New York that are nice, but other than that, it's just no.
No,
Like New York City is just it's no. For me, I'm gonna plan on relocating anyway, but no, I wouldn't. no, I wouldn't. First of all, it's too damn expensive. It's like 3 times the cost of what you would pay like out west or something. So it's really, and it's very
Mm-hmm.
crowded. And yes, there are a bunch of dusties out here because a lot of these dusties, they
Mm-hmm.
can't keep up with every with the rising costs. But it's only because they're not really determined to. They don't have any ambition. They don't want to do anything. They want to live off of a woman, and they just don't have any respect towards women. They don't have respect for themselves, really. And they're just, yeah, there's hordes of them. So, yeah.
Let me tell you something like Brian Salage. You know of the woman, I don't know if you've been to his YouTube page because not Woman's Fear said that his profile was still up and he had a profile of a woman named Egypt Ann.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked at I went to his channel. Oh my God, this dude is sick as hell. Uh, he all he talks about is black woman this, black woman that, and I think he has a LinkedIn account,
Oh,
and
okay.
it has Egypt's Ant's face, and he lives in Shattau.
Mm-hmm.
Um, ah, ooh, uh, 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 uh. This dude is so disgusting. This dude is so disgusting and it's sickening. And he even have like the freedom speech Avengers or something. That page that's being investigated as well because he is being actually the Fed stepped to him and they're going at him hard. So hmm. Right now, for what I know, he is cooperating with the FBI.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, because he was getting a lot of donations off of his website, Freedom Avengers or something like that. And
It's a hate speech
speech.
website.
He said it's freedom of speech, but it's actually hate speech
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
against women because they want to see women murdered. So basically, that's that. Uh, I haven't heard anything else except that there's some videos that are on there that are still up and they're very disturbing. So right now, they're basically hopefully something gets done soon because these men, let me tell you, they have criminal records. Most of them do. They have criminal records. You could come up, Bossy. The link is pinned on it's pinned the Streamlart link. You could come up whenever you want and you can talk about this because I like to hear um yours more of this because you know you talked about Brian Solange. I don't even know who this dude is. To be honest with you, I don't know who he is.
Yeah,
I
they
never
said that they sold a website. Something about a website, some website that was sold to him, and maybe that was a person that they were talking about. Um, I guess recreated that site for the freedom of speech, if you will. You
hmm.
know that I guess so.
I
But
haven't seen the website and I'm scared to go on it, to be honest with
yeah,
you.
I'm
I
not.
heard that I heard that it had every woman's face on YouTube. That's every woman that has been doxxed. Their faces is in that on that website, and it shows pictures of them being killed, and their face are being plastered of them getting killed and all that stuff.
These
And I'm
these
like,
I'm
huh?
sorry. Are they those same women from YouTube that are no longer here?
No,
Oh,
no,
okay.
they're alive. Most of them are alive. It just shows them cutting their faces and putting it on the victim's face, and them shooting or killing and stabbing. Because if you have not noticed, these guys saying that they're going to tar Cynthia G and put feathers on her. And I was like, oh my goodness, that's so scary.
It is. Oh my
That's
God.
scary. These dudes are actually threatening women because women are not acknowledging them. They don't want nothing to do with them. And I see why, because these dudes are dangerous. They actually want to go out and harm women, and they're actually doing that. So I want the FBI to continue
Yeah,
to investigate these mofos.
continue. Yes, continue.
Yeah,
Continue. But yeah, continue. I'm sorry.
no, no, go ahead.
We shouldn't be shocked. We definitely shouldn't be shocked because, I mean, look at the term incel. So, I mean, people are getting, they're enraged and they want to blame everything on women. They want to blame everything on just, it's just the manosphere, the toxic manosphere in general is just it's really all they do. They just degrade women, they demean them, and they tell them that they're average at best. They tell them that
Mhm.
you're not going to amount to much in life. You look like a two, you look like this, and and a lot of hateful things. And I wish that black women at the time, the moment that they said that that girl was average at best, like certain
Mhm.
channels should have they should have just emailed YouTube and just shut the whole thing down, all the way down.
But you see, this is what I'm saying, that divestment, BWE content creators talking about that, him going viral and all that stuff. Like, we should not even been talking about that in the first place.
Hmm.
Like, we in the beginning, when we found when we noticed Kevin Samuels, that he was actually putting down women and putting them in their place, that shouldn't have been a sign to take him down. Because if he wouldn't have been taken down, then he would not be in the position that he is now. He like, but we didn't do that.
Exactly. Because I tell you, women of other races, they would not tolerate that. Women and their men of other races, they will instantly email and just defend and just give every appropriate reason as to why these channels should no more be.
Right.
And we should have taken that action. If we did, we
Mhm.
wouldn't allow them to become millionaires off of the backs of black women. So
Yeah.
we need to be very assertive, and we need to just take action the moment that we are being insulted, whether if it's ageism and other things that we are being insulted by. We need to immediately take action. We didn't take action. Instead, we gave response
Mhm.
to it, allowing these content creators to get much more subscribers, much more views, much more fame, much more money than what they deserve.
Exactly. So basically, I'm losing my train of thought. Give me 1 second. Basically, Fresh and Fit became popular. They've been going viral lately, and they degrade women. I believe they paid those women to come on their podcast. I believe they pay them so that they can degrade them and embarrass them in front of millions of people that are on the internet. And to me, it's like, why would you even go up there? And these are not women, like high class women. These are not women that you will find that are very classy,
Mhm.
very confident in themselves. These are low tier women that they are getting on these shows, like the bottom of the shelves. women. They're because trust me, a woman that is confident in her femininity would not go on these channels at all because they don't deal with women that have confidence. They don't deal with them. They don't want to deal with them because if they do, they're going to get their feelings hurt.
Mhm.
So they leave them alone and they go to the they go to women that have low self-esteem, don't have nothing going on for themselves, that act slutty. They go after those women. They don't go with to women that are very ambitious and very educated.
Yeah, they don't, because they know those type of women are only money motivated. Those type of women, they're just, it's not about character, it's not about how am I going to make myself look like, do I want myself uh in the internet for years and years, being disrespected like that. They only see the end means of going over there. But I mean, you can get a bag, but that short term bag may affect you in the long run. So you have to like outweigh, uh, things. So
Mm-hmm.
but those are the type of women that they know that they could easily get. You give them the money, they don't care what you do to them as long as they get a bag. That's just what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Exactly. And let me tell you something about one other thing. Like, I'm glad that this is coming to an end because it was a long time coming for these males that have been harassing women on the internet for years. I'm so happy. I am so glad that things are finally taking the turn for the better for us. But it's still a long way to go. It's still a long way to go because they have to investigate everybody, everybody,
Mhm.
because there's a lot of them. And I heard that the white manosphere is turning a blind eye to uh, is turning a blind eye to the black manosphere.
Of
They don't want
course.
they don't want nothing to do with them.
Mhm.
They don't. To be honest with you, they do not want nothing to do with these men whatsoever because the white manosphere is like we
They're trying to
don't know.
preserve.
Yeah, like we don't know these dudes. They're on a whole different level as us. We're trying to, work on ourselves as men, and that's what our movement is about. We don't have nothing to do with them. And I'm like, yep, yep, yep.
Mhm.
So now that the white manosphere like is back now, and to be honest with you, I don't even think that they're surveillancing the white manosphere men. I think they're doing it with the black manosphere because they have the most influence.
Yeah. Yeah.
And,
They have the
and
most influence.
so that's why they're targeting them because these guys are singing like a canary on why they did it. And then because, oh, it's because of the mad bus driver. They said that women do not deserve to be on this earth or whatever. Whoever they are watching, they're getting it from them. Even if it's not on YouTube, they're saying it on a different website.
Oh yeah, they are saying on a different website. And I was watching something on some stream, and they were saying that as when we were in the, let's say, the panorama, there was an upsurge of DV, um,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, there was an upsurge of that, and there was also an upsurge of, I don't know
Mm-hmm.
if you can find out. I don't know if you can determine the word CA,
Mm-hmm.
child Yeah. CA. You know what that term is. Yeah.
I want to share this real quick because everybody knows who Minister Jap is, right?
Minister who? I
Jap.
might not know. I
There's
might
a
not know
couple
who.
of YouTubers that have mentioned him, but he's also part of the Manosphere, and he co-signs with Brian Solange. Um, and now, if, like I said, when you co-sign with people and you've been on their channel and you donated, the FBI is looking at everybody as a suspect. That us with Brian Solange and Minister Jap right here, and because they're donating money to him, and you can see that he posted it right here and posted his video right here, which I'm not going to actually play because copyright infringement. YouTube, even the news is starting to put out copyright infringement. That's why we can't show videos anymore. But you can see, this is a naked white woman right here.
Oh God.
And it says, going to the toilet bowl, volume one. I told you not to film us. I am in a relationship. Oh, goodness. And hear him talking about Cynthia G. It says, pro slash bimbo, Cynthia G. hypocritical, criticized the bed witching culture. And it's only on Patreon. I don't want even want to see it. I don't want to see it.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. I would not either.
Yeah, it's disgusting. And they complain about shows like Scandal, anything that has black women with a non-black man. They complain about it. It's like, you guys have been interracial dating for the longest, and you want to complain about us interracial dating, and it's so hypocritical. It's hypocritical. Washington D.C. man killed by wife in murder suicide. Mm. But it goes back. I'm gonna shut this down. But it goes back to what we've been saying for the longest. It, like, white women been killing black men for the longest, whether it's for a reason or not. And these guys could get hung up, get mad, or whatever, but it is what it is. Like, you guys co-signed to the bullshit,
Hmm.
thinking that other races of women were better.
Yeah. Yeah. Because they don't have nobody else to take care of them. They only
No,
want to use us like a backup plan. That way, when it hits the fan, they'll have somebody to pick up their slack. That's the only logical reason why they don't want us to expand our options.
yeah, because if we go out, they won't have nobody to take care of them because they blew their bridges.
Yeah, they burn their bridges. Exactly. They burn their
So,
bridges.
so basically, now that they're burning their bridges, now they're trying to threaten black women back into the community. I'm like, like, you go to the mammies over there, whatever mammies you have left, have them take care of you. Don't come over here and try to threaten us just because we don't want guys like you in our spaces. Like, we really don't want these guys in our spaces. But they come over here anyway to troll us. It's because they know that we are not checking for them. Not ever.
Yeah,
We're not.
now that we're not,
Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, now that we are not checking for them, we don't pay them any attention. Oh, it's now that they want to pay attention to us, but
Hmm.
you didn't care about us before. You disrespected us. You upheld other groups of women over us simply because of their skin color, not really because of their character or whatever
Right.
else. That's what you did. You upheld those women, making us feel inferior. So now that the role is reversed, oh, you want now you want to do a public outcry, and now you want to feel sorry, and now you want to complain and everything. It doesn't work like that. The world doesn't work in your lens. Everything that you do comes right back to you. That's how karma works, man.
Exactly. Of course, they kicked them out from their space because black men were becoming too violent. They took blaming women for to a whole another level, like killing them, abusing them, and all sorts of violent things. And the manosphere was like, no, we're not on that shit. We're not on that level. We're about, getting away from the toxicity and being by ourselves and working on our own self. We're not about, hating women, and we're not about, doing all this violent things to women. But that's why they kicked them out of their
Hmm.
spaces, and they had to create their own.
Yeah,
They had to
yeah,
create their own. And they want to call the white manosphere racist. They're not being racist. They're getting away from you because you guys are problematic. And
yeah,
now that everything you being at FBI surveillance, these white men were smart to get away from you. They were very smart because they were not gonna go into the FBI most wanted list. They didn't want to. They knew they knew not to be around y'all. So
yeah. But
yeah.
they were never violent at all. If they had relationship issues, it would never be violent. Yeah, they may have expressed how upset that their women may leave them, but it was never going to be like, oh, she left me, I'm gonna do it. No, there was never about that. That type of manosphere, they can have their they can have relationship conversations, but for the
Mhm.
most part, they seem very enlightened, and they criticize those that are from these pill communities that have a very warped, very limited beliefs. Like they don't have those type of beliefs. They will actually hold these men, these type of men, accountable. Um, yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, yeah, because they will allow them in their space.
Hmm.
But there's a lot of I'm still waiting on more information about this. This is very informative because I'm hearing a lot coming out about these manosphere dudes.
Yeah.
And yeah, because now they're getting caught up. They're getting caught up in the
Yeah. Now they want to leave. Now they want to leave the manosphere. Now it is.
FBI.
You see what I'm
Like
saying? Yeah.
Woman's Fear said it. She clocked it, and she said that women, beware of what is going to happen
Mhm.
because these men are going to be surveillanced by the FBI. They're going to be surveillanced, and whoever is a part of the manosphere will be investigated. She said it. She said, I love that. I love Woman's Fear. She is very wise. She's a very wise woman. So,
Yeah, she predicted it. I predicted something bad was going to happen last year. I predicted it. I just didn't know what. I knew something massively bad was going to happen. I couldn't pinpoint what it is, but it was going to make a horrible impact. And then, behold, behold,
Mm-hmm.
it's the investigation. Because it's just I just can't fathom how somebody can just pretend to be one thing, try to use a community, and then just all of a sudden just transform into something that I don't know if they were that all this time, but for money and for fame and everything, like I don't understand how could you just
Mm-hmm.
sell out your people to become that. And then now that you hear the investigation, now everybody wants to have their hands clean. Now everybody wants to lean.
Mm-hmm.
Now everybody wants to sing a whole different song. Now everybody wants to make a whole different content. Now everybody wants to be enlightenment. Now everybody is like, "Oh no, I'm a changed person. I'm this, I'm that." Now they want to be likable. But just a week ago, you wasn't doing none of that. Just a week ago, you was saying a whole lot of violent stuff. You was saying a lot of traumatizing things. You were making fun of us. You know, you find every way to try to down talk us just to get super chats, just to get people to subscribe to you, just to be seen everywhere. And it's like,
Yeah.
bro, you was like this just a week ago, like, and then now you want to have a change of behavior. It's disingenuous, man.
Yeah. Just being disingenuous. It like it's ridiculous. Like there's no other words I could say. Like other than these men. Like I don't know. Like, but there's like the the upcoming manosphere that are making videos about that. You guys are gonna be under surveillance too. Don't think because you are a small channel that doesn't mean you're going to be surveillance. You guys are going to be surveillance, and it's about time because these incels has been on this platform for like a long time, and I don't even know why we even listen to these guys. I don't even know why they even we even giving them our attention.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
It
yeah.
I like if black women would turn a blind eye to the manosphere, they would not be as popular. But they want to they
Coddle them,
they wants to call them, and just to have a man, just
or
to have
just
a man.
yeah, or just the fact that, oh, that's our son, or that's. But that's what I'm saying. We got to end this whole race loyal thing. Not everybody is our brother. Not everybody is there for us just because they look like us. Like we need to stop this whole worship altogether. Like you have to
Mm,
see it for what it is. Forget the fact that the person looks like you. You have to observe the character because that's how they get you trapped. That's how they
right.
get you trapped. Yeah.
But okay, so I'm gonna put up an article, and I am going to show it to you guys. I can't show videos.
Hmm.
I really like I'm not gonna get copyrighted. Hell no, I am not
Hmm.
getting copyrighted for nobody. I'm sorry. I love you guys. I wish I can, do that, but I don't want to get copyrighted for showing videos. So, here's an article of for the manosphere. It says that the manosphere isn't just white, black femicide, and the radicalization of black male youth. And we've been talking about black male youth and how they're being brainwashed by these males to pick on little black girls in their schools just because of their gender. So this is this year, January 31st. Violence against women is a large public health issue where scholars and community organizers are striving to build support to reduce harm. For women and girls of color, racism compounded with sexism is a crossroads, which represents issues at every turn. When Black women and girls talk about getting through each day and trying to survive, we do not mean simply getting through detailed tasks under a capitalist system. As part of the mission is resisting Black femicide. Femicide is definition as the international killing of women because they are women. Black femicide needs to be named as such because of the experience of Black women and girls are different. Black femicide is the intent to murder Black women and girls. So I heard there's supposed to be a rally for Black women in August.
Hmm.
There's supposed to be
I think it's
a
in Arizona.
in Arizona.
We could double check though, because I know they have something with I know they have something going on. I think it's in Arizona, but I could be wrong. We could double check. So I think it's going to be their first annual or something.
Yeah, because this needs to be acknowledged that Black women are dying in the hands of Black men, not other
Hmm.
races of men, because that's a small minority. Black
Hmm.
men are the number one killers of Black women and girls. And you can see it in every news outlet, in every article, that these men kill us the most, even in statistics. But I'm going to keep reading. Black femicide takes many forms, including intimate partner violence and sexual violence. In 2020, at the least 4 Black women and girls were murdered per day in the United States, and this rate has increased significantly according to the FBI reports. It has increased. It has. Um, Especially during the pandemic. Have you ever heard of this story where this Black guy killed his girlfriend because she did not want to give him her money?
I didn't hear that. I heard a similar story. He didn't kill her, but they got into a horrible altercation because she needed him to provide for the family or something like that. But no, I never heard that story. No.
Yeah, because this story, he killed. I think not only killed. I I'll probably get it mixed up, but he either killed her or his family or whatever. I don't know, over a check that she want to give him. And this dude is a bum. He is a bum. He doesn't want to work. He doesn't want to provide. He didn't want to do nothing, but he wants to take all her money, all of it.
Oh, sad.
Yeah, she said no. This is for my child, because she has a child and she gets child tax credit.
Hmm.
So he killed her
Oh my god.
because she did not want to give him any of her money.
She didn't want to hand him the check.
No. Mm-mm. So she added to the Black femicide because he was lazy and did not want to work. However, I'm getting back to the article. However, attention to this growing crisis is withering. As grueling as this is confront, we must be experts to fully address Black femicide and to multiple factors that contribute to this crisis. Far too often, the ratio for violence against Black women and girls is predict predictable, and the fallacy surrounding our value to society. And this disclosure manifests online. It has. Let's read further. Unfortunately, the Black Manosphere has become one such accessible blog of digital spaces where users may proliferate prestigious anti-black mis excuse me, it's getting late. Um, misogynist views about black mischievous views about black women, um, which can lead to violence against black women and girls. The Black Manosphere is one of many spaces that impede the agency and structural well-being of black women, which intersect with other uh, mes- uh, mesogymnastics and racist spaces. A con a constancy as it seems. There are men of color who uphold far right ideologies, and I don't get their point of view as being far right, because being far right doesn't mean you have to be violent. You don't have to be violent or anything. Being a far right is being political. These guys don't have political views. Their views is all about women, not about society or how things would change. They want women to change, but how women are going to change if you guys don't change? That's what I'm not getting. This is in part because white supremacy is so deeply embedded in our society that anyone can be a vessel for violence against those who have been systematically excluded. Thus, Black femicide and the Black manosphere are instinctively linked. Let me go down. Some argue that the Black manosphere is an online space where Black men can discuss various topics, from financing to dating. Financing where? Like I don't like these guys don't even know what financing is. Like I hear these guys talk, but these guys don't even discuss
Mm,
finances like that. They're talking about, you know, they so worried about, losing finances to women and dating, but they don't they're not talking about how they can, build the community and put money into it, and talk about strategies. I don't hear that.
no,
Um,
exactly. They don't talk about no strategies whatsoever, and it's really sad because some of them, they here's the thing, some of them that claim to be that they're about financial like development and everything,
mhm,
they end up talking about women, or they end up just talking about things that is way
mhm,
outside of upliftment, and they try to say that, oh, this is entertainment. Yeah,
mhm.
like, but this it's degeneracy under the guise of entertainment. It's not really entertainment, man. It's not. Continue.
No, it's not. It's not at all. Let me see. Um, Let me see. I forgot where I left off. Okay. Some argue that the Black Manosphere is an online space where Black men can discuss various topics. Okay, got it. Which may be true, but isn't a mundane as we think. The Black Manosphere emerged to encourage Black men, but at the expense of tending Miss Nair, aligning with white supremacy ideology of gender and race. I expanded on this last year and still find it critical to name Ms. Nair, as it is key to understand violence towards Black women and girls in digital spaces. Um, Ms. Nair a term described by Dr. Maya Bailey. It is a helpful term to illustrate the co-constructive nature of radicalist and sexual violence that subjected Black women due to intersecting system of oppression. As we always talked about in these spaces where women are, these men are trying to oppress women because of our gender. And you guys hear it all the time that they deeply so badly want to um, oppress us. Um, Miss Miss Nair is is through the Black Manosphere, specifically surrounding discussions of dating and pop culture. In particular, an occurring theme within the Black um, Manosphere attaching masculinity traits to Black women with the purpose of excluding them from definition of beauty and softness. The idea that Black women and girls are undeserving of protection has been common in perceptions since slavery, and as we enter into new generation, the idea is transmitted in different ways, such as social media. Podcasts are very much part of the digital space and can be created meaningfully changed within people or endangering others. An increased number of podcasts have centered on male focused topics for men, which provide men and boys affirming spaces. Yet, these again came to the cost of Black women's well being. A few weeks ago, a popular podcast was under fire for a video of the two hosts who were Black men. I'm probably thinking what they're saying. I'm probably thinking that they're talking about Fresh and Fit. If these are the two Black men they're talking about, leaning into stereotypes about Black women. The podcast has many episodes targeting Black women and presenting harmful ideologies with a goal of ensuring everyone who watches believe that Black women are undesirable and hostile to interact with. um, while there are many issues with the Black manosphere, I primarily feature within the inclusion of white supremacists and neurotic views because of their own social exclusion from white digital spaces. Take incels, for example. For white incels, their barrier to healthy relationships with women is because of their own intern nails monogamy and their belief that women owe them something. In contrast, a deteriorate for healthy relationships in the case of Black incels concern their race. However, incels are not the only individuals who uh, pursue violence and monogamy, and especially Black femicide. And the connection between Black femicide and the Black manosphere should be examined closely. So basically, the Black manosphere is incels. They're incels indeed, because they showcase that they can't get women. And they, to this day, still complain about women, because why are you still complaining about women if you can't get them? Like, that's what I'm trying to get. Now that you have men out here that are very dangerous, they're actually taking these men advice, because there are these men on YouTube. Well, I have to say males. These males are on YouTube are considering violence against black women, and these guys are actually acting out on it and harming black women just because we reject them, and they cannot handle rejection. So their basic thing that they can do is act violent towards black women. So let me tell you a story, and this happened 10 years ago. So I was on my way to my internship job, right? And and that's the day I started. And this was in LA. Me and a friend of mine, we were going to the same internship, and we were kind of lost because we were taking the bus because it wasn't too far down. And I ended up asking a guy, "Hey, do you know where such and such street is?" And he told me, "Yes, down. It's a couple of blocks down and whatnot." And as I told him thank you and about to turn around, he asked me for my number, and I told him no. And he was kept persisting that, you know, to get my number. I told him no, and I was being polite to him. I was very being polite. And he kept asking again, and this time I went off to him. I told him, "What part of no don't you understand? I told you no." And then he gets mad, you know, cussing me out, calling me all kinds of names but the child of God, just following me and my friend. And and I was in fear of my life, so I told my friend, "Hey, let's get away from these dudes. Let's go to McDonald's." And until the bus comes and we'll be safe from there. So we went into McDonald's as agreed, and these guys just walked off. They left us alone. And this is the prime example of guys being violent against women because women reject them and not wanting to deal with them. They can't handle rejection.
I remember something happened to me like roughly 8 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I was working in the school that I had gotten my undergrad in, and
Mm-hmm.
it was a guy, and he was very familiar. He actually used to work as a banker. He's a black
Mm-hmm.
man, but he worked as a banker. And the um the college that I went to, he actually worked across the street from
Mm-hmm.
where I was working at. So he seemed familiar and everything. And then he saw me and he saw that I looked different.
Mm-hmm.
And he wanted to approach me. And then he asked me for my number. And at the
Mm-hmm.
time, I didn't know. Like, I was going to give him my number and if, thinking that it was innocent or whatever. And,
Mm-hmm.
but, and then when I gave him my number, that's when he immediately like called the number to see if it's an actual number. And
Yeah, guys do that.
yeah, they do that, you know. And
Mm-hmm.
then, but my phone was off at the time. So then but then I got back into my building and then I was working. And he gave like a very, and then the next day that he called me, he was very arrogant. He's like, "Where you at? Where this?" Like he turned into like a whole 360, like Dr.
Mm-hmm.
Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, right? And then like the way he was coming at me at first is like he seemed like he was calm and collected, and then he got real pushy, like wanting to buy me stuff. And it's like, I don't even know you. And then he got so angry and everything. And then like I was naive at the time. I had I had met with him somewhere and all. And he was asking some very like uncomfortable questions, very traumatizing questions. And he did something, and then after that I just got out of like the car and all. It's like I couldn't like I didn't know how to escape, so I was acting very friendly and everything. And then while I
Mhm.
was acting friendly, I just slid my hand into the door so I can easily exit.
Mhm.
And then before I shut the door, he said, "Oh, like don't mess this thing up." And then I was like, and then I just shut the door, like, leave me alone, leave me the hell alone. He
Mhm.
kept on calling me and calling me and calling me. And then I said, "What the hell do you want? Just leave me alone." Like, and then that's when he started being persistent and says, "Oh, I really like you. Oh, this," and like, it's just, it was giving me, like, I was getting really uncomfortable. And then I
Mhm.
just ignored him for months. It's like he kept calling my phone, and I just ignored him. And then he saw me in the street one time. Like, I try to leave early for work and stuff because I wanted to avoid leaving him either early or maybe like at least a half hour later, because I didn't want to see him like around where he had first met me anymore, like where he was working across the street from me. And then somehow, like, he had saw me like months and months later. That's when he started stalking me. He started walking up to me, and then he's like, "Oh, why you didn't call me? Why you didn't call me?" And I kept like walking fast, almost went like I was running away. And then he was just being too pushy. And then
Mhm.
I was like, "Yo, like, leave me the hell alone. Like, stop." I was literally yelling. And then he was like, "Oh, I'm not." And then that's when he started cursing at me as well. He started
Mhm.
cursing at me as well. He was like, "Oh, I ain't kissing your ass. Oh, this and that and all." And I just wanted to really just like, seriously, I wish I had something with me to defend myself, because I was not like that day on. I couldn't date for 8 years. I couldn't
Mhm.
literally date. I couldn't talk to nobody for 8 years because of that situation. Because somebody that was so familiar with me just ended up to become a violent, like an incel, domestically violent type of person. Not that he ever, like, try to put his hands on me or anything, but
Yeah.
he and said something that was so traumatizing. I couldn't focus. My mental health was in a horrible, horrible state because of, I would say, like, yeah, I should have been accountable for not for giving this
Mhm.
person my number. But it was just like, it just goes to show you, like,
Mhm.
how, and I'm not saying all like black men and all, but
Mhm.
these types of males, they could be put on, they put on a suit on, they can act like there's something, but they're really a whole
Mhm.
monster. So it's like I couldn't trust nobody. I was
Yeah.
angry. I was so just fired up. It was up until, like, it took me almost a decade to get through it all. But
Mhm.
now it's like, I started healing, and I started, letting go of things. But it just goes to show you, like, you can't trust anybody with a suit on, especially what's going on online. Just because
Yeah.
they may look a certain way, they may look like they're clean cut, and their camera, they got the 4K camera and all that other stuff. Now you think, like, you're gonna believe everything that they say, like they're a good person. Anybody can try to pretend like they are about something, but behind closed doors, it's a whole different story. And I witnessed that. That's one of the reasons why I don't support this particular person, because he was a reminder of the person that looked that type of way, but ended up becoming that type of, he ended up becoming something dangerous. So it's like, nah, like, I couldn't. Like, you can't get what you want. That person, that particular person
Mhm.
that did what he did, he showed incel like type of behavior. He couldn't take rejection. So then he called me all types of whatever names in the book,
Mhm.
because he felt like I couldn't defend myself. And plus, I was in a state, unfortunately, still in a state where there is no open carry, like what
Yeah.
APBXW said, that there's no CCL laws in New York City. So of course
Mhm.
I couldn't defend myself. But at least I know, it's like, I'm not gonna, just respond to anybody that's just gonna ask me, "Oh, can I get your number?" I'm gonna just, like, just keep it moving, because right now my mindset is totally clear, it's totally different
Yeah.
now. expand my options. I'm not gonna, but I mean, I have to thank God because had I allowed myself to be with that type of person, I probably wouldn't be here today. So yeah.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Can you keep the show running? I'll be right back.
Oh yeah, sure. So, you know, it was really traumatizing. Anybody, and you can't believe anybody that just looks a certain way, that got on a suit on, they look clean cut, and no, like anybody can just put up a facade, they can put up a image to make themselves um be who they want you to think that they are. So you have to be very careful, and don't ignore the red flags, don't ignore those signs. um it was a traumatizing situation that I had um gotten through, but I learned a lot from that lesson. And I think it was because I was just coming off of DV. I was just coming off of DV. So when that happened, like something told me to listen to my intuition, and I listened to my intuition, and my intuition told me to just get away, just vanish and everything. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna continue with the article right
Hmm.
now. And let me see. The reporting on the homicide rate of Black women since 2017, the Center of Disease Control and Prevention found that Black women and girls face a higher homicide rate than any other female demographic. There aren't equivalent policies or protective measures to address the crisis of Black femicide. And this is not astonishing, as Black women and girls have been ostracized from every issue that is meted against, meted out against us. Is this an argument that Black manosphere is the sole cause of Black femicide? No. However, it is an opportunity to explore the harmful rhinostic that is expressed on these virtuous digital platform. At the time where Black women are losing their lives and significantly higher than previous years to domestic violence, human trafficking, and other configurations of violence, stimulating stimulously, the Black manosphere is expl- um expanding anti-Black monogamy to younger generations, causing a snowball effect. Black women and girls are viewed as aggressive, masculine, and unruly, which removes the responsibility of supporting us away from everybody else who is not us. The manosphere has been associated with the cases of violence, such as mass violence. The nonsensical perspective on Black women are widely accepted as factual information which causes health issues and public safety consequences. There are countless stories of Black women being murdered by men who are, uh, by men who they knew closely and by complete strangers. Their lives are lost, and we have no answers to many of the cases, but many of us do understand the power of belief. A belief that Black women and girls are inferior is the lead to death. Thus, the Black manosphere contribute to this. Moreover, these online spaces that encirculate the Black manosphere has contributed to the online ridiculation of other Black men. And this may be true for Black boys, and further research is required. Furthermore, scholarly work must move beyond tracking and reporting trends. It's critical without a doubt, but we also need scholars to do the meticulous work of building strategy to support all youth who are being radicalized. If the goal is demolating the system, well, dismantling the system of racial and gender bias oppression, how do we use our research and question to interact social change for those who are impacted the most by violent examine examination? Um, Rosalind Page, a black mother of four, member of the nonprofit organization Black Femicide US, has created a social media page and tracked down the murders of Black women and girls. She is now planning to have a march in DC to bring fierce awareness to the issue. As a community organizer and emerging developmental physiologist who focus on abstinence and youth development, my in clientation is to cultivate evidence-based strategy to build solidarity among Black youth, strengthening the relationships and coalition building among Black females and male youth is important. Research within critical far right strategies should include Black feminists and critical race theories lenses, because far right activities as whole include racism, monogamy. Fascist movement oppose the way women and girls of color uh, organize to establish supportive digital platform. Thus, an intellectual lens is necessary. So I'm glad that this woman is acknowledging that Black femicide is going up and Black girls and women are getting killed. And nobody is acknowledging that because they don't consider us as human beings. But now that Black women are taking a stand and saying that this needs to stop, we are now at the point where this has to end. This has to stop. Somebody's have to do something. And it's, unfortunately, Black women are going to have to be the ones to do it, because we are seen as society as, not being protected by, by the, by society. Um uh as far as the march go, according to this article, it's happening in DC. That probably was like a most recent march. I'm not sure, but if it's like a different march that's happening in Arizona, I'll see what is going on. But we have to be aware that there are going to be anti protests against the women who are protesting against Black femicide. So, as Black women, we can't march out there alone. We're going to need law enforcement to back us up behind us, because um, unfortunately, there's basically no one to actually protect us during our critical time of need right now. So if we are going to have like a Black femicide protest, we're going to need the FBI involved. We're going to need the sheriffs, the police, the military, anybody that can safeguard women who have the right to protest and express how we feel. So we need to be prepared for that. Let me continue. The Black manosphere is complex social space wherein the harmful ideology of far right groups and white supremacists contribute to misnomer. Let me see. Um, the diagnostic of these spaces contribute to the growing crisis of Black femicide. Um, this requires immediate attention if we are not dismantle the system of oppression and prevent the radicalism of Black boys and men and allow the thriving of Black women and girls. So that's the end of the article. And Andrea, about to butcher her name, Anuha, Anuha,
Onuaha.
Anuaha. Okay,
Yeah. Hmm.
okay. So she wrote um, the article, and it's basically mostly about Black femicide and the manosphere and how the manosphere contribute to the death of Black women and girls throughout this country, and how we are losing our lives because the manosphere is offing the death of Black women.
Such a sad state of affairs. Such a sad state of affairs. And it's about time. It's really about time. I wish that
Give me
action.
1 second. Keep talking.
Yeah, I wish action could have been taken in the early days, as long as 10 years or however it's the Black Manosphere was created. I wish it was, but oh well. I mean, we're making strides now, and we're getting the attention that we deserve. And even though it's, I don't want to say it's like, I don't want to be inconsiderate and say it's late, but we're getting the attention now, and we need that attention, because how many times are we going to have reports of Black women being killed or missing in the hands of our own men? Like, how many times are we are going to, do we have to fight for equality and justice, and um try to balance this whole playing field
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to getting equal justice? How many times do we have to keep speaking on that in social media? But I mean, I'm glad that it's now getting the widespread attention that it needs, and that is going mainstream, which is a plus for them. It's a plus for us. It's a L for them, because they're going mainstream for the wrong reasons.
Oh yeah, but I think it's fate that has them, because I think it's the universe handing them down their karma. So the
Hmm.
only way that they can get recognized for their behavior if the is if they go mainstream. So once they go mainstream, the FBI, is that you?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh, it was, but you can continue.
Okay, so basically, I think they had it coming to them because now that the FBI is surveillancing them, they are now a target to the FBI, and I'm kind of glad that they went mainstream because if they didn't, the FBI would not know that this whole thing will be going on. So I'm kind of glad that it did.
Yeah, yeah. Everything happens
for a
the way
reason.
yeah, it happens for a reason and it happens the way it should. It's really sad. It's sad that it's coming from men that we had so much loyalty to that look like us. It's sad, but we gotta just you just just let them go. We gotta let them go. No
Yeah.
more loyalty, man. No more
But
loyalty.
they always like, I don't know if you heard about because somebody played a video. Who played the video? I think it was Nyla said. I think it was her. And she said that she played a video of a man begging black women to be on their side since they're being like surveillance by the FBI. He's saying that you guys think that we don't have women in their spaces. We think you hate women. I want black women to come out and say that we don't like and confirm to the FBI that we don't hate women, but it's completely obvious in your videos that you guys do because you guys say all the time that you hate women.
They only want black women to they just only want us when they they only did that so they can get black women to fight their battles instead of taking ownership for what they done. They don't that's what it is. When the chip starts to fall, that's when they want black women to clean up their mess, and that's when they want them to try
Hmm.
to fight their battles. That's what I'm saying. It's the degeneracy with these men. Like they want to take zero ownership. They want to act brand new. They want to act like, oh, they're changed. They want to try to switch up their content now. Oh, they want to pander. Oh, they want to act like, black women are their priority now. Like, I can't deal with this switch up. And it's really sad
Uh-huh.
because you got some content creators
Mhm.
that seem genuine, that seem like they're for the community, but then it's like, damn, this is who you hang with, this is who you allow on your panel. This is like,
Mhm.
how do you're giving mixed messages. How do you say that you're
Right.
for the upliftment of the community if you're hanging
Yeah.
around with those people that show that they don't care?
Right. Yeah. Keep going. Give me 1 second, because the person he wants to link him to my channel, and I'll try to get it to him. Hold on a second. Oh, here we go. Let me make a copy of this. But yeah. Yeah, they got it's well deserved. I'm not gonna lie, it's well deserved because ever since they've been, showing their ass on YouTube, you know, threatening women and all that stuff. This is their karma.
It
This
is.
is their karma, and they're reaping what they sow because they're actually they made fun of Breonna Taylor's death when she got shot by the police. They made fun of her death, and that was not right. But now karma is biting them in the ass, and now they're getting what they wish for. They're getting the FBI on them, and I'm not mad about that. I'm really not. Trying to find. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. I'm trying to find it. Is there anything you want to add to that?
Well, I mean, that's basically that. Yeah. Uh, that's basically that. But hey, you know what? You asked for it. Now you're mainstream. you're mainstream for the reasons that you didn't intend to be, but
No,
you have
they
to.
intend. They intend to be. Trust me, they intend to be because their whole goal is
Gain attention,
to
gain
gain
mainstream.
to
Mhm.
gain attention because they've been trying to become the next Kevin Samuels ever since Samuels blew up.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
they wanted to trend. Look at Fresh and Fit. These guys are on the FBI list now.
Yeah.
They're on the FBI list and now they're being monitored. Like, I don't feel sorry for them because you guys talked about black women for years, even before YouTube.
Oh yeah.
And you
Hmm.
look back at in the 70s, these guys are talking the same thing as the guys back in the 70s when they said black women are masculine, black women, they don't know how to be feminine and all that stuff, and they doing the same talking points that black men were saying back then, but it was no internet in the 70s. It was just they just had cameras and TV and stuff like that. But now it's the internet. They're regurgitating the same talking points.
Mm.
Hey, Steven.
Yeah, what's up?
So I don't know if you read about the FBI watch list.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, and I don't know if you read up on Brian Solange.
Yeah, they must have pissed off the wrong black woman for them to get the FBI to watch them. Holy shit. Well,
Listen,
I saw that coming a mile away because a lot of these guys became, they became very, what's the word I want to use? Like, sort of like radical in their beliefs. Like they were saying, some of them say that black women should die. This, I'm like, damn, man, that shit was crazy. And, yeah, and again, I know some like white guys in that sector that can get pretty crazy
hmm
as well, like Undead Chronic and a couple of those guys. To me, tell you the truth, when you see both of those panels, it's really just both of them are trying to be Southern plantation owners. That they want to have some sort of control over women. That's sort of the common denominator is they want some form of control, and it's like, okay, well now you give me the whip, and now it's my turn. Get back to work, you know.
yeah. Like these guys, like, okay, the deal with Brian Solange is he has a website called Freedom of
Mm-hmm.
Speech Avengers. I'm afraid to even look that up, to be honest with you, because it kind of spooks me out of what's on that website.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if I can look it up. I really don't want to.
You know, the black manosphere is basically a carbon copy of the white manosphere. The only difference is instead of white man whipping you with the whip, now black men want to whip you with the whip. What's the difference? It's basically black and white supremacy. If you think about it, the talking points are exactly the same. It's
Yeah.
just they're both fighting over who gets to be the southern plantation owner. And
Hmm.
Mhm.
I think you know
it is,
based
it's
on
true.
based on your reasoning, I would say if that is the case, which it could be, which I'm not disagreeing. I
Mhm.
would say that the white manosphere is more they're more classy about it. They're very polished. They're
Well,
Well,
they,
that's
not vocally violent like that. They know better.
that's because white men care about their image.
Exactly.
And that's why they learn the right terminology to say. Somebody who's half white, that's white men are good at damage control, right? How to repair the white man's image, right? And if you look at the black
Mhm.
manosphere, that I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, a lot of the times, a lot of them come off as very standoffish
Aggressive.
because a lot of the times they've been sort of pampered and sort of they've been getting away with it. So how far can I go? right? They don't
Exactly.
care about their damage control because in America, it's always taught, well, if black men are out of control, there's got to be a reason for it. So they really never had a filter, but now it's coming back.
You
Yeah.
guys, is I found it, but he took it down. Like I want to say he took it down. It just says down for maintenance.
Mm.
So basically, he tried to take it down, but
Oh, I bet.
he basically he's trying to hide what he did. So basically, you can't see um what actually was been put on there on
It,
the
this
platform.
is this is, I guess, the troubling part I don't understand is when I hear the black sector talk about feminism, right? And they say that black women have joined the feminist movement and stuff, and I'm like, that could be far from the truth because for the longest time,
Mm-hmm.
and even till today, most of your feminists are actually white women.
Oh yeah, they were the
It's
original.
I don't understand. I mean, if you're talking about a few bald-headed black women that are part of Black Lives Matter and stuff, that's yeah, you can make the argument there, but that's more of an LGBT, LB, whatever sort of movement anyway. As far as like the feminist movement, I don't really see too many black women representing the feminist movement unless they're part of the LGBT community, which I'm not here to hate, but it is what it is. But I see it mainly predominantly white women, but they never progress any of that anger towards them. If you're so angry about feminism, why don't you go where it started with white women? But you never mentioned
Exactly.
that. And I just don't get it. This is weird.
Because
Here's
that's where
another.
original. Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. I want her. I want her to
That's
speak.
where it's good you mentioned that because that's where it really originated. And
Facts.
and the thing about white women, they for the most part, when it comes to their rights, they're very entitled. Um,
Mm-hmm. Oh,
so
absolutely.
yeah, they're very entitled. So and unfortunately for us, it's like we are a ride or die, type of group of people. So we endure a lot. We endure so many. We endure abuse. We endure
Mm-hmm.
neglect. We endure all that just for the
Mm-hmm.
sake of black love. But white women, is like, oh no, they have like a short. I don't want to say short temper, but they don't. Their tolerance level is very short. So what?
White women are more pedestalized than any other group of women in the United States. You're talking about somebody who's half white. I'm telling you, white women are not oppressed in this country. Now, if you want to talk about a class argument, yes, but trust me, white women have been pedestalized for a while.
Oh
If
yeah,
anything, black women in this country, in my opinion, have been the least pedestalized, and they've actually put up with a lot more than any other group of women in the States. And in fact, even if you want to say, what about this OnlyFans chick, or what about these thirsty dudes in their DMs? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to have that. Any woman's going to endure that. But tell you the truth, if you want to compare numbers, black women are not really. It's not really
pedestalized.
a thing to be desirable to chase black American women because black American women are always told by the media that they're too masculine, that
Mm-hmm.
they're too
Darker.
aggressive, they're not submissive, they're this or that, and it's like, okay, well, what about white women that are not submissive? Oh, well, that's the prize, that's who you got to date, this, and that. And look, I'm gonna be honest with you, a lot of this isn't even brought up by white men anymore. In fact, black men are actually pedestalizing white women a lot more than white men are. It's kind of
Exactly.
crazy. I don't
Yeah.
know. I guess it's the new generation or something. I don't know, but go
And
ahead.
it can be the like sort of, and this is not to knock Kim K's or anything, but it can be like the oh, yeah, I really don't want to sound harsh, but it can be the unclassy type of white women. Just because she looks that way, just because she has that phenotype, they're going to pedestalize. Doesn't matter what her body count is. It doesn't matter what she does behind. It doesn't matter if she, if finesses or whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what it is. The fact that her phenotype is what it is, she's already pedestalized, and they're going to just be so enamored just because.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
that is.
if white women or Hispanic women have an attitude, they're seen as exotic. But if black women have an attitude, they're seen as masculine. I'm like, okay.
Exactly.
But
So here's I guess this is a Patreon right here where you could donate money per month. It says, uh, I guess this is like to keep the Avengers website alive, which is down right now because you can't donate to any of the platform. Because if you
Okay.
donate money, the FBI would know, and people would, um, and people would be highly investigated. But this is a type of donors, and here's what so somebody's echoing in the background.
Oh, let me mute.
Okay, so it says here about FS Avengers. Um, this Patreon page is significantly for freedom thinking brothers that want to keep Black male media alive and well. Today is the age of feminist extremists. Internet censorship labeled Historia and social justice warrior. It is more important than ever that Black men have a safe place to exercise their constitutional rights of freedom of speech that was signed to permanent American by law, the so-called founding fathers of the United States of America, and the most important as it is First Amendment. These men understand something 300 years ago that is being stolen from us with increasing effects, which each passing day. Um, and that is that a man's right to freely speak his mind and share information is the one power that all men possess, and thus the root core of power, politically, religious, socially, economically,
Hmm.
racially, and otherwise. Right now, there are elements within big governments and big tech that have become ever bold in their attempts to stop us from exercising our constitutional rights, which is why every free thinking Black man should feel free to obligation to financially support FS Avengers, which is the only video sharing social media platforms and the internet building exclusively for the purpose of helping and allowing Black men to exercise their constitutional rights. I don't know. I don't see how that's hate speech is exercising your constitutional rights when you are showing videos of women being mutilated, killed, and not only that, you are showing pictures of women who have been doxxed on their platforms, and you were placing their face on the victims as if you want to kill them. And that's very sickening that they had those kind of videos up of Black women being killed, and not only that, you putting their address out there
That's messed up.
everybody to see. There was a woman named Egypt Ann. She was a YouTuber, right? And Brian Solange did not like Black women who did not agree with his talking points. So what happened to this woman is that he doxed her. He called CPS on her multiple times, trying to get her child taken away. And not only that, he harassed her and called her job. And from what I heard, it's been going on for 6 years.
Damn.
And I'm glad that he's being looked at, because no woman should not be harmed in that manner, and
Hey, I
should
got a question. Have
yeah.
any of these guys ever made videos like addressing the FBI watching them?
No, not as I know of.
Damn, that's
In-
crazy.
Interesting, though.
You
Interesting.
know, Undead Chronic, like, I don't agree with a lot of the videos he makes, but he did call the Black Manosphere out because they asked him what he thought about it. and he's got a big following too. He's part of the White Manosphere. Again, I think some of his videos are cringy, but he did say that the Black Manosphere was nothing more than a bunch of uh, black guys supporting fat white women that white men didn't want. And
Mm.
I don't know if I necessarily agree with him on that, but I think he does kind of make somewhat of a point on that.
I do agree because these guys, it's all about women, 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 women. They just want validation from women so bad. And this is why, as black women, we should not coddle these men because for one, they're grown. These are grown men that think that they're men and they feel like they are deserving of uh pussy from, excuse my language, from women in general. And my thing is that, you know, when these guys don't get the attention from women that they want, they ended up getting mad and upset, and they end up becoming an incel because of a woman rejecting them.
Well, I think on this sector, I think they're no different than those black Israelites. Y'all are familiar with that group? It's
Yes.
like a bunch of like black guys that are on the street corner blowing horns and they're talking shit about white men and black women all day. And I remember when my dad was in New York and he would tell me that they would blow those horns at 5 a.m. in the morning and wake everybody up. And I
Mhm.
think they're kind of like the same version of those guys, just a little bit different. You know,
Mhm.
they're not all out and everything, but it's kind of the same way. Like those
You know
black,
what,
yeah.
Israelites, because I hear them talking in real life.
Oh, you
And
do?
yeah, oh yeah, they used to be, oh my God, they used to be on everybody's corner. Um, they actually spew hate for people, especially black women,
Oh, yes.
because oh my goodness,
And
like,
white men,
and white men,
but mainly
yeah,
black women.
because they feel like they're entitled to us, and they use the word of God against us because they know that we're Christian, but our
Mm.
faith is based around God, and they feel that in order to control black women is using the Bible to control us and condemn us because these guys, they can't compete against men. They can talk about the white man too. However, they will never confront him because they know, with the white man, he is protected in his own country. And
Well, I mean, the thing is, white men, I'm not saying white men won't talk shit about their own women, but the only difference is they may say they may say certain things about white women, but at the end of the day, they'll defend them if they have to.
hmm
Yeah, that's what I admire about th- that type of characteristic about that. The fact that no matter what, they will defend their women, especially it happened a while ago. I forgot her name, but there was a woman. She's white, and she made a video about Fresh and Fit, and that they went into her DMs, and they wanted to, like, I guess they wanted to interview her, but they were trying to like seduce her and everything.
Mm.
And once they couldn't get what they want from her, that's when they start. That's when one of those dudes started calling her a B word, and they were saying that, oh, like, high value men are not they're not enough to they're not enough in this country, or something of that sort. And then she's like, well, that's incorrect because I'm in a city where there's plenty of high value men. So basically they were trying to like manipulate her to, like, kind of like how they do in marketing, where
Oh,
they
fresh
try
and
to,
shit. Yeah.
yeah, like, yeah, kind of like how
Mhm.
they do in marketing, where they do like this sense of urgency to get you to buy something. um
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what they was trying to do. It's like there's not a lot of high value men, so you might as well just take advantage of this situation. It's something like that. So
Yeah,
they were just,
he's an idiot.
yeah, yeah. So he was just,
Myron Gaines, he's nothing more than a habitual liar, and he's a narcissist. I mean,
yes,
the shit he says makes no sense. Like he'll say, well, only 1% of men, so therefore we have the leverage. You have to do what we say. I'm like, dude, they don't have to date you guys if they don't want to. They could date guys that are making 100K a year or 60K. They'll say you need to make a six-figure salary. I'm like, dude, for 100K is not really a lot of money nowadays. And yeah, less than 1% of the U.S. does make money. But guess what? A man who, like, for example, I don't. Okay, I'm not gonna like brag about what I make, but let's just say I make way more money this year than I ever had in my life. So like, okay, I'll just say I make 70K a year, which is probably going to be a little bit less than what I make. Okay.
mhm,
Um, I was talking to a girl just recently, and she told me that that was a lot of money because she didn't even have anything. Like she didn't have money or nothing. So like the whole theory of men date down, women date up, as they keep talking about, it also applies on the lower end too. So like for example, if I make 90K a year to somebody who has nothing, that's a lot of money. So I can start a family and build a family like that. But they're basically saying, "Oh, no woman's going to want me because you're not making six figures." I'm like, "Well, dude, what the fuck are you talking about?" Because I've had offers from women on my salary alone right now, and they said that they were fine with that.
Mm.
exactly. You don't
And
have
these
to.
guys are morons. Like they're like, "Oh, well, you have to make 500K a year." And I said, "This is the thing. The girls you're going to get, yeah, you're going to have a ton of options the more money you have. That's common sense. That's just common logic. The men
Mhm.
with the more resources do. But guess what? If the women are going to want you for all the wrong reasons. So you're just going to be some 80-year-old guy with a mansion, and then the girl's going to be cheating on you with some guy her age from Mexico. I mean, I'm just being honest. That's what it is.
They just want the. That's what I'm saying. They're so desperate. They just want a girl. That's what it is. They just want the attention.
No,
They
what
don't.
is they want to manipulate women and saying you're going to do what I say. They're basically Southern plantation. I'm telling you, the
Mhm.
black supremacy and white supremacy is the same thing. The only
Exactly.
difference is now Myron Gaines wants to whip and you get back to work. You
Mhm,
know,
mhm, mhm.
he's doing the same thing that he says that his supposed white oppressor is doing. He's doing the exact same thing. Now he wants to
Exactly.
be the black Southern plantation owner, but except
Exactly.
it's only black men that are going to do that, not black women. He says, "No,
Mhm.
you're going to get back to work. Get back to work."
Disgusting.
Oh my goodness.
I'm
Yeah,
just saying it.
because most of these Medicare dudes, they want that because they feel like
They want to be massa now. They
they
want to
want
be
to
the.
be they want to take over the white man, but they want black women on the plantation while they
Yep.
have the white women
No, no,
as
no, 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 no. They don't want to take over white men. They want to be in the white man's position where they have the whip
that's what
now.
I'm saying. That's what
Yeah,
I'm saying. They want they want white women as their mates while they have black women in the fields because they feel like they want to beat us
yeah,
and do everything that the master's done to them.
yeah. And now they're gonna say, "Get back to work, Diamond. Get back to work. Get back on those cotton fields."
Exactly.
That
Exactly.
they're basically white supremacists. God
Using
damn.
black women as slaves. Using black
Fat.
women as slaves to do their dirty work, so they can fight their battles, to fight white supremacy, to get on the march for them, march for Black Lives Matter, which is really it's really Black
I don't even
Lives.
think it's just black women now. I think they want to just do that to women in general. I think it's just a control thing to them. I think they get a kick out of being the new white supremacists.
Yes, they do. Yes.
I
Mhm.
think they'll do it to any woman that'll let them do it.
But
And
they
you
Yes.
just
like
listen to their talk, and that's all they talk about.
That's
here's
all
the
they talk
thing,
about.
like they always accuse us of having white supremacist talking points. But as black women, like where in where are we saying white supremacist talking points? I mean, where like what are we saying that is so bad that black men has to consider us like white supremacists? And not only that, they also call us the white man's whore, and I'm just like,
Look,
guys
I'm.
don't, you
I
guys
think that's
don't,
a
you guys,
cover up.
it is, it
Let
is.
me explain. I think that all these dudes on the internet, and this is just my opinion, I think they're jealous of the fact that women have rights. And listen, I'm telling you, it goes beyond further than this. The women don't need men anymore like we were like your parents, your grandparents' time, generations before that. Women can go on the internet and sell feet pics where and make twice the amount of money than a guy does having to clock in and off a clock. So he feels like, oh, my masculinity's being emasculate. I'm like, but dude, you don't even have to date those chicks though. You don't even have to date OnlyFans chicks or any of those chicks. Like for my example, like I work at Walmart and I work in construction. Guess what? I could
Mhm.
date a girl at Walmart and I've had opportunities to date women at my job at Walmart. And they're like, oh yeah, you make decent money, and that would be fine. Like I don't have to date a girl from OnlyFans. These guys keep putting OnlyFans and all these high maintenance chicks on there, from all these areas, and I'm like, dude, well, no wonder why, because those are the only chicks that you're putting on your show, and you're trying to like blank. I mean, of course, women are going to want to move up in society and date a guy who's a provider. That's common sense. And yeah, some women are going to want a 6'5" guy. That's fine. Guess what? I want Britney Spears to knock on my door. That don't mean it's going to happen. It's a nice fantasy, but it doesn't mean it's going to happen. So there's a difference between fantasy and reality. And I think these guys are like, well, all these women want to date up. Well, no shit, Sherlock. Of course they want to. Yeah, that's just common sense. But guess what? That doesn't mean that those are the guys they're going to get. You know how many times women tell me all the time, even my own girls are like, this is the ideal guy I want. And guess what? All the guys are dating are nothing like that. Yeah, it's a
Mhm.
nice fantasy to have, but it doesn't mean you're going to get them.
These guys
Same.
are living in the fantasy because they want a submissive woman that they can control
Yes,
and
yes. It's about
manipulate.
control.
And like it's not gonna happen.
This doesn't make any. Tell me this logic just makes sense from fresh and shit. They'll say, well, if you women really want a man, you're going to have, you're going to have to quit your job and give up your bag if you really want a high value man, that guy you want, right? And I'm like thinking, okay, but if she's secure in the bag, right? Then why does she really need you, right? And if you want her to quit doing her thing on OnlyFans and you want her to submit, then he says, oh, well, I can go around and cheat because it's not the same as you cheated. I can, he said something like, a man can sleep with 100 girls and come back and still love his woman the same way. Okay, that may in a sense be true because women are putting out there's a little bit more emotional connection versus men. I get that argument, but it doesn't mean it's right. And that's the
Mhm.
same, like, and that's how I look at it. I'm like, okay, so you basically want to control her because you do. Go ahead.
That's what it is. They're envious of those OnlyFans girls. It's not even about the profession. Like these guys, like these type of guys, they really don't care about the profession. Like KS, like there was this video that he made when he talked about those OnlyFans girls. It was with the winter is coming situation, and that
Yep.
was when he was talking down on those OnlyFans girls because they were having this thing where they were going to shut down OnlyFans completely.
Yep.
So that's when they was started stalking their bag, and then that's when he was like, oh. He like did this announcement. He's like, OnlyFans shutting down. What are you gonna do now? Oh, you know, he was literally like he was
Tons of things.
praying. He was praying for their
He
downfall.
was laughing, but here's the sad thing about it. You know what they can do? They could just
No.
take their customers and have them PayPal them. And not only that, but they can if one site crashes, another one opens. There was a rapper who actually was going to make a new site, and he was only asking for like 10% of their monthly income versus OnlyFans was getting 20. So yeah,
Yeah.
there'll just be another Only Feet. Well, I call it Only Feet instead of OnlyFans because the idea that women could post feet pics and make thousands is wow, that's insane. Um,
True.
but I call it Only Feet. So they'll just make another Only Feet site, and then they'll just go there, and it's just that's this. There's a market for it. I used to criticize these women, but however, I'm like, secure the bag. I
E-
don't blame them, because at the end of the
Exactly.
day,
Mhm.
you only have one life to live, and if the why give up your bag to get with an ain't shit dusty dude that might end up leaving you in 2 years anyway if he got bored of you.
Exactly. It's not even about the profession at all. Like he tried to disguise it as, oh, you do OnlyFans, so you ain't about nothing. No, he hates on women with any profession. It could be OnlyFans, it could be a doctor, it could be a social worker,
Yep.
it could be an
Yep.
educator. He doesn't care. He will
Even
downplay
college
you.
degrees, he even downs that, and he's like, to me, it sounds like he wants women to be completely powerless, and to me, it takes it back to the Southern plantation. I'm telling you, these dudes are undercover white supremacists, man.
Yes, they are. Yes,
The
they
only
are.
difference is instead of the white man, give me the whip. I'll get these bitches back to work. Give me the whip. Give me the fucking whip.
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh, did you guys?
Exactly.
I don't know if you guys heard of Nature Boy. Have you guys ever heard of him?
Something like that.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
Here's the thing: like this dude was arrested for sexual assault, kidnapping, and um, and other things against women, holding them against their will. So basically, he's held in jail without bond, and the women that live with him saying that he forcibly sexually assault them against their will.
I believe it.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
was like, damn, like everybody's like, ever since the FBI
If it
came out against the Manosphere, everybody been getting arrested.
go look at a lot of the black manosphere and who they when they do mention white men who are in the same, like, oh man, I mess with that white guy. They'll talk about, I mean, I'm a big Trump guy, but they'll mention him. They'll mention like the Nature
Mhm.
Boy Ric Flair. They'll mention Hugh Hefner and all these like white dudes who've been accused of crimes against women, and they'll support that. I'm telling you, man. I think these guys are undercover whites because honestly, I've told people this before.
Mhm.
The war between black and white has always been a thing for the last 400 years since this country first came here. So if you're pretty much mixed biracial, or if you're, let's say, you're from another country, you're sort of like you don't have a dog in this fight. But I
Right.
think black supremacy is just a bunch of black men that are trying or undercover white supremacists, and that's basically what black supremacy is not about black women at all. It's actually irrelevant. Black Lives Matter has nothing to do with black women. And I've said that before on my channel.
Mhm.
Black Lives Matter is about unarmed black men that are killed by white police officers. If nothing mentions black women, nobody, in fact, black women come up missing from Chicago, Baltimore, all these areas, and nobody even bats an eye, not even black men. But Black Lives Matter, I guarantee you, if a
Mhm.
black unarmed man is killed by police, they expect their women to front for them. But why is it
Mhm.
when black women come up missing, it's not really a big deal? And that's where I'm like, okay, so it's nothing more than Master, give me the whip. Laquita, it's time to get back to work.
Oh
You got
my
to get back
goodness!
on those
Wait,
fields now.
you know this guy viewed himself as God.
Oh, I believe it.
Yeah, he tells black women, "I am God." Um,
Sounds like a Derek Jacks 2.0.
yeah,
God, Derek Jacks, man. Look, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. Derek Jacks is a very good-looking guy, and I'm not even gay, but I'm just being honest. I'm not gay. I'm not bi. I'm just. It is what it is.
can
He's
you
a
guys
good-looking guy.
continue with
He
the
just uses his looks to market himself, but
guys?
he's just a lying piece of shit.
You guys, continue the conversation. I'm gonna restart my computer.
Go ahead. I'll let y'all talk.
No, no, keep talking. I'm gonna restart. I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna come back in.
Okay.
All right.
Oh man. Oh
But
man.
the black manosphere. is nothing more than a bunch of undercover white supremacists.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Black supremacy is white supremacy. It's the same thing.
It
It's just
is.
one white guy is saying, "Give me the whip," and then the other guy's like, "No, you give." And then Tyrone said, "No, you give me the whip," and they're fighting over the whip. And whoever has control of the whip gets to whip the woman.
Exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
That's
Exactly.
all it is. They're,
To be honest
that,
with you, any form of
yeah.
supremacy is just dangerous, period. But that is
Oh,
a great.
facts.
Mm-hmm.
Black Lives Matter is nothing more than a black male worshiping group. That's
Mm-hmm.
all it is.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with black supremacy. It's nothing more than white supremacy. It's just a black man in a KKK suit. What's the difference? Black
Mm-hmm.
women really, like I've said before, I've kind of felt bad for black women because they've sort of been sort of put to the side in very many instances where they really don't get a word or say so or anything like that. And I felt bad, and I do, you know.
Yeah.
Now, are all black men like this? No. But the
Mm-hmm.
ones that are on YouTube that are very extremist, they're just, like I said, they're undercover white supremacists.
Yeah, they are. They are. They are, and they overshadow some of the actual men that are about leadership, that are about building,
It,
that are about trying to build a community, and it's
mhm.
really a shame.
Here's the sad thing about it is they sell white supremacy more than the white supremacists do. White
Exactly.
supremacists and white supremacy is actually a dying cult that's not around. In fact, I learned more about white supremacy by these extremist black men on YouTube. You
Yeah,
just
but
watch their
they
channel.
want to
Mhm.
but they want to turn it on us, saying that we're talking about white supremacist talking points. They love to turn things around on us.
No, it's just I've learned more about white supremacy in the last 2 years by watching a bunch of angry black men on YouTube.
Yeah, they don't even have to do the work. The white supremacists don't even have to do the work.
Nope.
They just,
Mhm.
the black, knowing that unfortunately black males, like you said, they have no filter, right? So they
Nope.
just had to open up their big fat mouth. They don't have any um they don't have any class about themselves. Like, they don't know when to be quiet. They don't know how to hold negative thoughts for themselves. They don't know about cleaning up their act. They don't understand accountability. They don't understand how to reflect on things. No, they lack all of that. So we shouldn't be shocked when they say a lot of off color, a lot of hateful things in the internet like that, because
Yeah.
they were never they were never taught that, nor do they care to, because society pampers them, and that's mainly black women. Black women, they coddle them, they panter them, they
Yeah.
infantilize them. So that gives them the leeway to say and do whatever they please, and it's really sad.
And I also think the media too in the United States also pumps out a bunch of pro-black male movement sort of ordeal. You know,
True, true.
Yeah. I
Hmm.
think that does play a role. But but the thing I see about a lot of these extreme black guys on YouTube is like, like one of the things I guess that cringe is when they talk about Hispanic women. And again, I don't care if they date them. It's just the thing is like a lot of the talking points they use. I hear this from white supremacist talk, and they'll say, "Well, you're from a socialist, or you from this country right here, and these men are controlling you. They've been doing this to you for years and stuff." And they say, "Well, how else do you expect to get around, and how else do you expect to earn your dollar if you ain't doing this?" I'm like, "Damn, that sounds like a Southern plantation talk there." Like,
Mhm.
well, you guys don't really. They'll just say a bunch of white supremacy talking points, and I just find it hilarious, because here they're complaining about white supremacy, but a lot of their talking points comes from white supremacist talking points. It's just weird.
It
Hmm.
It's like
is. Let me
carbon
read this
copy.
article on Nature Boy and his arrest. So basically, like I said it before, he has been detained because of rape and imprisonment. So he is being held in jail without bond, so he's not getting out. So I'm going to read the article real quick. A Georgia man accused of running a cult that views him as God was ordered held without bond Friday after being charged with rape and false imprisonment. Um, um, Elijah, I think that's his name, Bishop, who also goes by Nature Boy, was arrested late Wednesday and charged with rape, false imprisonment, and 3 counts of probation and new or sexual explicit electronic transmission. And according to online jail recording from the Cloud County Police Department, after receiving complaints on March 30th, the Special Victims Unit began an investigation into bishops, and a spokesperson told by Daily News Monday the specifics of the complaint are unclear. Bishop allegedly run a small cult, sometimes called the Carbon Nation, which previously centered around sexual and um, naturalist. Oh gosh, okay, so nationalist theme. Yeah, according to 11 Alive. But recently, social media posts for Bishop have shifted to focus on him, referring to him as the God. So this is his mugshot right here. That's him. That is Nature Boy. So he is currently being held without bond, and there has been a lot of evidence against him right now because he does have videos of him having sex with women, or recording himself raping these women against their will, and imprisoning them until he decides they are able to come out. So what are you guys?
Damn, he sounds like a KKK member.
Yeah. Hmm.
Jesus.
And here's the thing, like somebody also shared a video of him um, with black women, and he's telling they're repeating after him in this statement, saying that black women needs to apologize to black men and say we are sorry, we did not have your back or whatever. And I'm just like, oh my god, like this dude, he I like this dude is sick in the head. And not only that, he also physically abused women, and he also allowed other women to hit other women as well.
Wow.
Yeah,
They, it's crazy. Some of these extremists on here, they'll talk about women shouldn't have the right to drive. They shouldn't be able to work. And I'm like, damn, what the hell is this? Oh, well, remember back in 1800 when the man got, I'm like, but dude,
like get over yourself.
I mean, like women had no rights back then. I'm like, so you basically want to go back to the cotton picking days. It's basically like the way they're saying it. And it's like,
Mhm.
and I've heard some white men say this, but not too many. I'm hearing a lot of black guys. I mean, not all, but mainly these talking points. I'm telling you, man, I've seen a lot of these black extremists using white supremacy talking points.
Because they're using the same talking points as
Facts.
these white men, and they're the
Exactly.
one that is promoting it because they have a bigger platform. But
Yeah, it's crazy.
I'm going to continue
Go ahead.
reading a video posted by a parent follower on Instagram, including a jail cell call from Bishop, in which he said he was trying to help people and is simply misunderstood. They want to crucify me. They want me dead. They hate that surround me. You can feel it just like any other prophet, only me. I I'm the returning Christ, he said. He has mental illness or something like that. He's crazy as hell thinking that he is the Christ. Something's wrong with him. It's unclear when Bishop arrived in Georgia, but
Mm.
he and about 15 followers were kicked out of Costa Rica, Nicaragua, and Panama in 2019 for endangering and threatening the national security of these three countries. The Costa Rica Star reported at the time Bishop was who decided as a former model, stripper, and sex worker, forced followers to surrender their money, credit cards, and bank account information in order to join his cult, according to the Star.
Yeah.
So, in order to join his core, his cult, you have to give up your whole banking information. And I heard this too, like you have to give your money to him. And I'm just like, this dude is very dangerous.
Massa, give me the whip and I'll show you I can do it better.
But people, that join his cult, they know that this dude is, you know, how can people join like a cult when he's asking for your personal
Look,
information?
I'm gonna be honest with you. A lot more people in this world are sheep. They're followers. Like it doesn't. It's not hard to make a YouTube channel and to gain support of a bunch of people that don't think outside the box. People are ignorant. I'm telling you, people are misinformed. They don't do their homework. Anybody can come on YouTube and just say shit, and it's believable
Here's the
if the
thing.
idiots believe it.
Here's the thing, like, and I don't want, I am not gonna lie to you. Like these men, knowing that this guy could be a potential cult leader, that were they aware that they were going to have sex with their wife, with their wives, and and take advantage of the fact that there are going to be this guy's trying to demasculate these men and humiliate them and take their wives, like.
Yeah, I think it's just part of that control. I mean, look at Fresh and shit. Look at all these guys that have these channels, these hate groups.
But I
They
heard,
build a following.
but don't get me wrong. This is just allegedly. I don't know if this is true or not, but basically, I heard that he also had the men rub his feet along with the women.
Oh, I believe it. It's a form of control. Look, I'm gonna tell you something. Listen. I go at war with people all the time on YouTube. It's nothing new. I had some of these guys from like commenters and trolls from the black sector even try to. They would talk shit to me and then low key try to hit on me. I'm like, what the hell? Like they'll be in my DMs, ask for fat. I'm like, what the hell is this?
Oh my God.
Yes,
Yeah.
that happened a couple of times. It wasn't by video makers, it was by some of the trolls, and I'm like, wait a minute, you were just talking shit to me. Now you're in my DMs. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Oh my God. These
Yeah,
are
I'm
some of
telling
these
you, man.
guys.
There's some of these dudes are some undercovers. Not all, but some of them are.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say that because what grown
I
man?
think it's about just control. I think it's just that's we live in a country where we've been taught about for about the whole slavery and the slave guilt and black versus white and stuff. This
Hmm.
country has been nothing more than black versus white for the last 400 years, and I think it's just a power struggle between who gets the whip and who gets the whip, whoever is in. And I think, unfortunately, it's now turned into, well, why don't you give me the whip and Diamond and Real Lady get back to work?
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
These guys, to be honest with you, these guys have no integrity whatsoever. Like these guys want to dominate, but they don't even have a
when
government or anything to
when
be dominant.
when they're telling women like fresh and shit, or telling women you quit your jobs and you go submit to your husband and you sit at the house and I'm gonna go run around and do whatever I want. And when you get home, I'm gonna come home and you pull your pants down and you be ready. You be ready for, like, what kind of shit is that?
Oh my God, that's so
What kind of
silly.
bullshit? What kind of bullshit are you teaching? And even if you're implying some truths about how men can go around and sleep with women and not being allowed, absolutely, but that doesn't mean it's right. And not only that, but what kind of shit is this? Well, I can go out and have my cake and eat it too. But by the way, you got to sit at the house and be faithful. And when I get home, you better be ready to take round three. What kind of crap is that?
I don't know what kind of crap it
You
is, but
quit your job. You leave your job there. Woman, you leave your job there. You ain't working. And you ain't got to worry about it because I'm the man of the house. This is me. I'm the man of the house. You stay home and I'm going to go out. When I come home, then you be. I'm like, what kind of. This sounds nothing more than white supremacy talking points. When you have to sit there and tell a woman she can't even leave the house and do it, why you gotta drive? Why you gotta drive like for? Why you working for? Why you got a job there? You quit your job. I'm like, what
because
the
they
hell kind of
want
shit is
full
this?
dominance.
This sounds like white
Women,
supremacy talking
they
points,
don't want
man.
her to. They don't want her to have the freedom. They don't, especially financial freedom.
It's mind control. They know you
Yeah,
can't go anywhere.
they want it
Yeah,
to be like the color purple.
it's all about control, power, and control. And I think it's more than marriage. I think it's just control, mind fucking you. Sorry.
Mhm. Oh no no. Yeah, it's basically about that.
It's just a white supremacy talking point. They're basically, you're back on the plantation. Now instead of it's the white man with a whip, it's black man with a whip. God damn, what kind
But
of shit is
they want to
this?
oppress black women because
Yep. You
other groups are not going to tolerate them.
yep, you gonna pay for the sin of your past there, woman. You gonna pay now. Time to get back on that fear now. You
Yeah,
gonna pay for the sins of your past.
yeah, that's clearly true. They want that position,
They're
but you
white supremacists, man. I'm telling you, man. These extremist black groups on here are white supremacists, bro. And it's the same thing with those damn what do they call them, those Israelites, black Israelites.
know.
There's the same thing, white supremacy talking points. Everything you listen to, same thing.
Oh yeah, they always regurgitate the same talking points, but like and it gets really old. It gets really old real quick. It's like these dudes don't know how to, you know, conduct a conversation. Like, move on. Like, come on now, like. Let's talk about something else besides, let's talk about black men empowerment. They ain't gonna talk about that.
White male or white what do they call it? White supremacy groups in terms of white men, it's a dying
Mhm.
thing. You got cancel culture, you got all types of things that keep
Mhm.
white men from really being able to go out of their way to have like those hate groups that they used to have.
Mhm.
But you're now seeing a lot of black men now that are doing that. Not all, but a lot of these hate
Mhm.
groups having black men, and they've been getting away with it for a while now, for the last
Mhm.
probably 8 or 9 years, because social media and a little bit of blackmail, which does exist. So it's like, okay, so now they got the whip, they're in control. And now with this whole FBI takedown, I think it's a great thing because now they're going to get a little taste of it now. That whole white supremacy thing that they think they're going to run with now. And that's basically, they're nothing but a bunch of KKK clan members. They're no different than the white man that they were talking about doing it, which I'm not saying that there aren't white male hate groups, because there are, and they need to be held accountable. They have been held accountable to many standards, and
Mhm.
now they're saying, oh well, now I got the whip, now I'm in control, and now it's coming back on them.
Yeah, it is. And now I think a lot of, and content creators are going to start suing YouTube. I'm really think that's going to get to that point
Oh
because
yeah.
people are, you know they're getting sick and tired of facing doxing and facing harassment, and YouTube don't do anything. Everybody took down easily took down Tony Sotomayor, but he keeps
Oh, he's
making.
no longer up.
No, well, they took him down. He's always going to make videos. He's
Okay.
always going to, like, okay, so
Yeah, he's also a white supremacist too.
Yeah.
yeah,
Tommy Sotomayor, he is. He's a white supremacist.
Yes. Yes, he
Yeah.
is. Yes, he is.
so oh god, like shoot, I didn't know he joined. He's actually joined white supremacy.
You didn't know
No,
that?
but a lot of his talking
No.
points are white supremacy.
It
Same thing
was.
with
It was. If Oh, I'm sorry,
go,
continue.
no, talk
Well,
talk.
yeah. So I think he's been in this platform for what, like maybe 10 to 15 years ago.
Hmm.
Who? What? The way he talked down on black women. What? I remember those days. I remember those days. And it was like, yeah, it was like, had to be between 10 and 15 years ago.
Hmm.
He was so disgusting, and he uplifted the other community like they were goldens, like they were gods and stuff. He wanted to put that out there that we were just hair hats. He wanted to put that out there that we were ugly, that there was. He even had it with one of the biggest content creators, female content creators, black woman. He had it with her, and because she said that she doesn't respect him, who allegedly doesn't take care of his child, doesn't do this and all that. She had put that out there allegedly, but that was like a long time ago. And then once she once he got wind of that,
Hmm.
that's when he called her all types of B words. He talked down on allegedly like one of her loved ones and everything. I remembered it. I remembered it clear as day. That man would spill so much filth on on black women, and I
Yep.
feel like he did that to praise other groups of people. Like he was, you talking about
Oh yeah,
white
yeah.
supremacy? He was extreme white supremacy. He
Oh
was
yeah. He's a
extreme.
KKK man. He
Yes,
doesn't have to admit it. He follows white supremacy talking points. Fresh and shit. Same thing.
same
All these
thing.
guys that are on here, they all are a bunch of undercover white supremacists. It's just black supremacy is white supremacy. It's the
Exactly.
same rules, the same ball game. It's just a
Hmm.
different color of the man doing it now. He's got
And
the whip, and you get back to work now.
exactly. And you think that some of them, I don't know how his personality is. He may be a panderer based on how he came up, but if he, let's say if he was to change his tune, and if he was to down talk, let's say somebody like KS, like Kevin Sam, it's really for politics. If he wants to try to
Hmm.
shed light on a lot of the things that KS is doing, how he's a bad person, he's this and that, it's really to get him views. It's all about politics. But they're trying to play good cop, good cop, this person is a bad cop. I'm saying they're slick. They're very slick. But I remember those days. I remember those days clear. That man is not our ally at all.
Nah. He tried to attack that one black woman on Fresh and Shit Show, and he said, "If I do it again, I'll do it again." I'm like, man, that's fucking sad, dude. You'll buck up to a woman like that, but there's been dudes that confronted him, gangster dudes that's
Hmm.
confronted him before,
And he ran off,
and he
right?
didn't do shit. Yeah, he looked scared.
He's scary.
That's sad. I'm telling you. Listen, if you watch their podcast, and it's all white supremacy talking points, all of it. And
Yes,
I'm half
basically.
white American. I'm telling you, from what I see, this is what it is. They're all
Mhm.
KKK motherfucker. Like same, it's the same thing. You put on a clamp, it's the same thing. The way like some of these guys are like, well, women shouldn't have the right to vote. They shouldn't have the right to drive. These like extremist guys, and then they're like, I think what is these dudes are jealous, and this is to be honest, they're pissed off because these women have the ability to go in the field and date and have a ton of options, even if they don't have anything to
Mhm.
offer financially. And so basically, they have to clock in and off the clock or start a business or do whatever. And they're like, oh, they have to put in a lot of work to build their channel while these girls could just show feet pics and make money. I think they're low key jealous of that shit
Yeah, they
because
are.
they
Mm,
try to dehumanize them and say, well, if you really want a man of my caliber, and you're gonna drop everything for me, and then you're gonna listen to everything and then you're gonna do what I say. And I'm like, yep, that's where the white supremacy talking points come in right there. It's all about control. They're pissed off that they feel like they have no control, so they try to like spin it and say, oh well, if you really want me, you're gonna have to give up
mhm,
everything. Oh, then you want her to control. You want her to be under your control, so you can do as you
mhm.
please. It's not even about love or about respect or honor or dignity. It's just about I want to go and do what I want. And you get your ass back on that plantation to do what I say.
Right. Well, it's been 3 hours, you guys, and I'm ready to hit
Yeah,
the.
I'm gonna crash out. I appreciate you guys for having me on.
Okay,
No
you
problem.
too. Thank you for coming up. Any last words you want to say?
Uh, well, all I can say is that we have progressed, and let's continue to progress and give no attention to these people. Okay, and just keep doing you, and let no one shame you for whatever decisions that you make. They're just mad that you're able to make moves, you're able to go forward with your positions, and you're not. So just keep your head up, keep your self-esteem, and yeah, that's it. So that's all I'm gonna say. Thank you for having me there.
No problem. Um, I just want to say that I'm glad that um, the FBI is actually taking this seriously because it's been a long time coming, and it took the murder of Black women for the FBI to actually take notice of what is going on and why our Black women are getting killed. And they actually found the root of the cause is actually the Black Manosphere um, that is causing these men to go out and murder women, especially Black women. So I hope that justice will be served. I hope these guys will go to jail for the harm that they caused. And I want, you know, Black women to have peace of mind. So, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you know when I upload more videos. And I'll see you in the next live stream. Bye.